Hi! Thanks for joining us. I'm Patti Teel, and we're getting ready to film an episode of the Senior Helpers Show. Today's guest is Janet Servatius, and she's going to tell us how you or your loved ones can continue to live in their own homes comfortably with the help of senior helpers. Hello, I'm Patti Teel, host of the Senior Helpers Show. Today, I'll be interviewing our own Janet Servatius, Client Services Manager of Senior Helpers. Welcome, Janet.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
So, what exactly does Senior Helpers do?
Senior Helpers provides in-home care for seniors, and it's non-medical, so we have two levels. We have a companion caregiver and CNAs, which are the certified nursing assistants.
Oh, great. And I wonder if you can tell me if this is the case. Do most seniors want to stay in their home, and do you somehow enable them to do that?
Yes, actually the statistics are 86% of the seniors would prefer to stay in their homes. And so a lot of them need just a little help so that they can stay in their home, and that's exactly what we provide.
Or sometimes they could be a little resistant to getting help, I imagine. Is that the case?
Yes, some of them, not all, but some are very resistant to having anyone come in their home and that sense of losing a little of the control of their home. But usually the adult children of these seniors will help us out, and we have all kinds of creative ways to get around and work with that when they are resistant.
And eventually they're probably very happy to have the help, I would imagine. Is that true?
Yes, once they get used to seeing what we provide and they get comfortable with their caregiver and it feels like a friend and they start connecting, then they're really thankful for having it.
So what kind of services does Senior Helpers provide?
Well, we do everything from light housekeeping, and which means cooking and light dusting and that kind of thing. And then we also do do bathing and help them with some of their personal issues. And we take them to their doctors, and we will actually go in and take notes for them. So we do a lot. We take them on also enriching activities, which is something new, and that means that we tap into the things that they really enjoy, maybe way back even when they were young, and we bring that back into their lives to just make it really a special experience and a little bit more than just caring for them and doing the chores.
Yeah. So going back to seniors staying in their home, I've noticed that a lot of times, especially with those with Alzheimer's, that their learning curve for new things is diminished, and they do so much better in their own home.
That is so true, Patti, because once they get into losing their memory and everything, the only things that they can remember are just the walls of their own home and their easy chair and how to get to their bedroom. And if you take them out of that environment, it can be really rough for them to adapt.
Right, because sometimes the old memories stay with them, so that if they've lived in their house a long time, they do so much better.
That's so true, because the short-term memories are the ones that go right away, but the long-term memories are still there.
Now, I know you have the job of interviewing and choosing caregivers. What do you look for?
We look for people that are really enthusiastic and who are very professional and who are very caring and compassionate about the elderly population. And so that's what we really look for. And then we do a lot of background checks and checking references and all of that, security checks and everything, to make sure that everything's in order before we send them out to the home. And we even check their driving records so that we don't, put our seniors at risk in being with someone that had a record and we didn't check.
Right, so that's really an advantage to using a service rather than just hiring someone off of, a Craigslist or the newspaper or something, wouldn't it be?
And that's so true, because right now there's been so many scams and things like that against the elderly population because they're so vulnerable. So by having caregivers that are thoroughly screened, then it really eliminates some of those issues that could happen.
Right. And do the caregivers receive any special training?
Oh, yes, they do. We have several kinds of training for them. We have some self-study, things that they can take home and study, modules. And then we have sometimes really wonderful trainings that are paid trainings for them, where they can learn more about Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that. So we have a variety of different kinds of things, and we're always training them.
And I had the pleasure of meeting one of the clients last week, and she was so pleased with the service. I thought maybe we could let her tell in her own words how senior helpers have enabled her to stay in independent living situation.
I think that would be excellent in her words.
Yes.
My daughter put me in touch with senior helpers. She, quite some time ago, she picked me up at Valverde Nursing Home to bring me home after I had had some serious illness. And she told me, "Mom, you do have to move someplace where we kids have been talking, and you need to live someplace where people will take care of you when you can't live alone." And so it was in the cards immediately. I had to move to a retirement community. And I knew Vista so well because I belonged to the fitness center for years. So I came here, and then I lived very independently at first. However, last year I was very, very ill. I was hospitalized from January until May, and when my daughter brought me home, she said, "Mom, you've got to have help." And personnel came over to talk to me to tell me that I had to move to Fernbrook, which is assisted living. I do live independently in the independent apartments. And my daughter said, "Oh no, my mom does not have to move. She can have all the help she needs, and I'm going to call senior helpers." So, to start with, senior helpers was new and had not been okayed to come into Vista. Where for our safety, all the people who come into Vista to help us have to be cleared. So I had another agency helping me, and it was so unsatisfactory. One thing, somebody didn't show up. Another time, she's sitting here. I said, "Why are you sitting there?" "Well, I'm all done with my work." "Well, why are you sitting there and charging me then? Why don't you go home?" "Well, because I want to be here a certain number of hours." Anyway, my daughter, when she discovered I did not have anybody to help me in the morning, she just went to management and complained bitterly and said, "You have senior helpers available. Get them cleared so they can come in." And so from that day on, I had people from senior helpers 7 days a week, and not once did I have any complaint. Nothing to complain about. They were always here on time. There were different people, certainly, because some people don't work weekends and so on. But each person who came fulfilled their responsibilities completely. Even took me shopping if I wanted to go shopping, took care of little details that I needed to have taken care of, all sorts of things. I don't have enough praise for the personnel who helped me. And for that reason, I was able to continue living independently in my apartment until I was well enough to take care of myself. However, shortly after that, I realized I was not strong enough to do my housework, so I called senior helpers. And Janet came by the house. "What is it that you need?" I told her, "I just need someone to do the laundry, to do the ironing. I like to and change the bed and clean the apartment." Vista helpers clean the apartment, but they come in just 1 hour every 2 weeks. Not enough for me. So Senior Helpers has been on the job ever since, doing exactly what I need, and I leave and come home filled with joy because my apartment is clean, my laundry is done, everything is put away, the bird seed is cleaned from the patio, everything is done. So I'm so pleased with this service. It is so affordable and so helpful. This will allow me to know that I can live independently the rest of my life.
So Janet, you really are like extended family. As I've been involved in the company, you really take care of these folks, and you're almost like a sister or a mother to many of them. So I really want to thank you for being our senior helper, and I'm so honored to know you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Patti.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
This show has been brought to you by Senior Helpers of Santa Barbara County, providing care and comfort at a moment's notice. If you'd like to contact Senior Helpers, you can go to their website, www.seniorhelpers.com, or phone them at 805-966-7100.